believe it. One way or another, I know it's for Jesus. He is, faith is big as a mustard seed is. All the things in this world are needless. All we need is a Bible and a verse. Put the rival, beat the hearse. Put the shackles off this curse. Defeat the worst. And when you wake up, make sure you put God first. Put God first.
I believe in the Father. I believe in His Son. And the Holy Spirit. The Trinity is one. I believe in the Father. I believe.
Hi, I'm Miss Toy, and I want to welcome you to Inside the Haven, where we are mentoring minds and changing lives. And we do that by bringing on career and business professionals to share with you what they do, why they do it, how they do it, and how you could become just like them. So you, young lady, young man, I want to connect you to purpose today. And I want you to enjoy the show. We have a great show prepared for you. We have a couple of surprises. But before we get started, I want to give you your encouragement for the day. Your encouragement is respect yourself and others will respect you too. We have to respect ourselves. If we want people to treat us a certain way, if we want people to like us, we have to like ourselves. If we want people to speak kindly to us, we have to speak kindly to ourselves, to our inner selves, and speak kindly to those that we talk to. If we want people to acknowledge us, to help us, we have to be helpful. If we want to have friends, we have to be friendly. I used to work in the school system, and I run into a lot of kids that full of rebellion and full of you can't tell them what to do, but yet they needed help with their classes, they needed help with getting to where they needed to go, help with life, but yet they didn't want to be courteous and kind. And adults kind of take on the attitude, well, I have what you need, but if you're rebellious, I can't talk to you. So we hold back from you the information that you need. So you need to respect yourself so others will respect you too. All right? Okay. So I have a wonderful guest for you today. I have Shearese Stapleton. Okay, Shearese, so tell us, what do you do?
What do I do?
What do you do?
I am an early childhood professional.
Okay.
And I work for a early childhood center, and I run a nonprofit called Mothers of Joy University.
So early childhood, explain that. What age group does that deal with?
Newborn to 12 years of age is considered early childhood.
Okay. So that's also called, people generally just call that kind of, I don't mean to minimize it, but call it daycare.
They do. Mm-hmm. They do. It's not daycare.
Okay.
It's teaching.
It's not babysitting. It's a step up above, way above babysitting.
Very much so.
Right.
If you're a babysitter, you're not I won't say qualified, but you don't have the credentials to be able to teach a child. Mm-hmm. You can tell a child their ABCs because that's something that's easy to do. Mm-hmm. But in order to use the word development, you have to use things that are developmentally appropriate.
Okay.
And that's where child development comes in.
Okay. I run into a lot of kids that say, teenagers that say they want to have a daycare center, mm-hmm. but it's appropriately called, once you get the right training credentials, mm-hmm. child development.
Well, there are daycare centers, right. And daycare and daycare is more on a smaller scale, but child development centers are on a larger scale, and they both can produce the same thing. It's just one is just smaller.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I worked at a daycare center for a while. I didn't deal with the children, but I was at the front desk. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And there's a lot involved with being dealing with child development. You have to have all your T's crossed and all your I's dotted, because the state, I found out the state comes in and they make sure. Yep. They make sure.
They have licensing reps that come in and see to make sure that you have every light fixture in the right place, right. Every cover, just things to make sure their children are safe.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. Mm-hmm. So what made you choose this as a career?
Well,
I know it goes way back for you.
It goes way back for me. It initially started when my children were younger. Okay. And when my children were younger, I wanted to be able to be available to them myself. Mm-hmm. I had worked in some centers coming up, and when I started to have children, I started to see different things that I probably wouldn't have utilized as far as in childcare, mm-hmm. and I wanted to do something on a different scale for my children.
Right. Your children turned out exceptionally well, I must say.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So much.
Now, child care and child development centers spring out of everybody having to go to work. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's really a great thing that somebody like you would take on that task of helping being assistants to the community, really, and to the parents, to help raise children, because that's what you're doing. Sometimes when children are in your, well, not sometimes, a lot of times, when they're in your care, they're almost spending more time with you than with the parents, because once they get home, they're only so many hours before it's time to go to bed.
Close to 8 hours a day.
So, close to 8 hours a day. So how does someone find and locate a good child care center?
There are sites. It's Child Care Connect. There's also University of Michigan Flint has a child development center. I would say the GISD also has it's a lot of different areas in this, because it just depends on the level that a parent may want. Some parents may want a smaller, more intimate scale, which would be like a home child care or a group child care. And some people may want something big because they think that big is better. Yeah.
So I think I don't know if you mentioned earlier, but what life experience or college or certificates or vocational training do you have that qualifies you?
Well, I received a CDA, which is a Child Development Associate. I just received this after having 25 years of early childhood experience. I'm in the process of receiving a BA in Family Life Education, which goes along with that. But the Child Development Associate gives the opportunity to either run a center, to be a teacher in a center. There's a lot of different avenues you can take with that.
So nowadays, because it's beyond just babysitting, you would recommend, or a person coming into a child care center, they have to have some kind of the degree, the certificate, what?
I would say that if a young person wanted to come in, that they would come in as a volunteer, to come in to see if it was something that they would want to do. Because working with children can be tedious, and you do have to have patience. And there are opportunities where you can volunteer at centers and things like that. But far as the degree, you would need an associate's in early childhood. You can get you can go all the way up to a master's in early childhood if you want to.
Wow. The center that I worked at, volunteers are always welcome.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, and interns too. Yeah, they were welcome. So you said you've been doing this for 25 years?
It's over 25 years. My oldest is 23. I started 3 years before she was born working in early childhood centers.
So would you say that this is a big part of your purpose then?
It is.
Okay, great. So do you find it very fulfilling then?
Most definitely.
Right, in your purpose. That's what we find fulfillment at, is in our purpose. We can do things, you can find I say this all the time, you can find your purpose on purpose, or you can live out your purpose by default. You'll be happier once you discover your purpose and live that way, because when we live by default, we fall into jobs we don't like.
Most definitely.
We just find ourselves in many situations we don't like. And then also people that are living by default because they don't make choices on purpose. Those are the people we see standing on the street corner begging for money or drinks or things like that, because they didn't know that they could make a choice a lot of times. And sometimes they just didn't, or out of fear or whatever.
And even in that, some of those people have major degrees, and they may have just hit a hard spot. And may not have been able to get into the position get into the position that they were trying to get into, because it's a competition in certain areas. So education has changed.
It's important too. So did you have a role model or a mentor?
I did. Her name is Janie Truesdale.
I know her.
Yes, you do.
She doesn't live in Flint anymore.
No, she doesn't. Miss Truesdale was the director of Beecher Early Childhood Center. She came to my house and she showed me how to set up my centers, and she showed me how to organize my office and gave me a lot of insight. And she still has a little bit of a nudge in me right now.
Really good.
We stay connected.
Good. No matter how old you get, you need somebody to help you along the way.
Most definitely.
Nowadays, the coaching.
Coaching, yes.
Coaching is big.
Yep. I'm a parenting coach too.
Right. I know. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Coaching is big, and it's necessary. Everybody needs, even at my age, I have someone coaching me in certain areas, someone I can go to and talk to and ask questions, and without fear of whatever. But yeah, coaching is necessary. It's important. You need a mentor, a role model. And I always say sometimes we have to find that role model in a book. You know, good. So okay, you mentioned it. So what else do? You do Mothers of Joy University. So what's that about?
Mothers of Joy University is a university designed for moms who may have hit a bad spot, and even those that may want to know more about, I say, the ministry of motherhood, because it is a ministry.
Right.
When you talk about the steps that I took, my children have been like my textbook where this is concerned, because my daughters gave me the opportunity to be a mother. My son has taught me how to be a parent. So it's certain children that do certain things, and when you talk about purpose, some people don't look at a parent being that it's purposeful.
Right.
It's a purpose opportunities in being a parent.
Right.
When you have children and you may not have been ready, or when you have planned children and you think that you're ready, there's always going to be something that gives you the opportunity to have a teachable moment. And what Mothers of Joy University is, it is being able to utilize those teachable moments. Having, I have classes, one is called Parenting 101, which talks about just the structure of your home and how important it is to have a routine. Even when your children are teenagers, to have a routine. I was just telling you, I started a new job.
Oh, right.
So now my routine is a little off topic, and my son who's 15, he's like,
the routine not working for him.
Yeah, so now it's time to put something in place that'll fit him and me together.
Wow, that's awesome. I was also thinking when you were saying, what about the parent that, and maybe all of us do, we bring our experiences to the parenting situation.
Most definitely.
The good and the bad to what, when we were parented, we bring that to our parenting.
Most definitely.
Hopefully the bad that we bring, we go, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And the good, hopefully we bring that along with us and then expound on it.
But when you see that in someone, you know how to approach it, and you know what it took to get you to the place that you are now. And it also gives you an opportunity to be able to say, hey, when I went through that, I was able to learn this, maybe you could try this. Not pushing something on someone, but giving them some tools to be able to use to be successful in that.
So before we go any further, because I have a few more questions, how can somebody get a hold of you for, first of all, tell us where you work at, the child care.
I am at University of Michigan Child Care. Okay. That's my primary job right now. Mothers of Joy University is my business.
So how does somebody get a hold of you for that? If they want to expand their parenting skills, how would they get a hold of you?
They can call me and they can email me.
Call you where? Give us your phone number.
810-293-2961. Mothers of Joy University @gmail.com.
Say the phone number one more time.
810-293-2961.
All right, good. So what do you like most about what you do?
Empowerment. A lot of people don't like to use the word empowerment, but the reason why I do is because if you empower someone to do, if there's something that you see that's in someone and you give them a nudge, that's empowerment. If a mother doesn't know that she's capable of being able to be the first and foremost educator of her child, then she won't do that unless she's given an opportunity or given a nudge to do so. And classes and information is what makes that opportunity available. So say that you're a mom and you're dealing with a child that is, we'll use an old tactic, hard-headed, as we say, and they're just not listening. If you have an opportunity to sit down with some more moms, brainstorm, and come together, because you come together as a unit and you find, oh, this is what I did when my child did this, or this is what I didn't do, and this is what didn't work. And everything doesn't work for everybody, and you're going to try some things that's not going to work. But the thing is being able to come together and being able to be a united front, because when moms come together, they're powerful. And when they get something going and they know that it can happen for them and for their child, and they come back and you say,
Embrace
what?
That,
yeah, I used that. What what we talked about, and it worked. Or I used that. Maybe that's not for him, but you have to try. in order to see what's gonna happen. Children, you can't parent children just by, like you said, default.
Right. That doesn't work.
You have to have a plan, and when you have a plan, either it's gonna prosper, because for one, when you put God before it,
right,
it will prosper.
Scripture even says that a child left to himself will bring his mother to shame.
Most definitely.
And that's the default part. You know, not paying attention, not having something for them to do, not getting them involved in some things, being, not being available physically or being present but not there. Letting them watch TV all day or
playing video games.
Yeah, playing video games all day. Parenting is a very involved thing. We do the abstinence rally, and I'm trying to discourage, kids from becoming parents too soon.
Most definitely.
Because they're not ready, and then they bring a child into the environment that they're not ready. You have grandparents, if they're around, that are forced into a situation that they don't want to be involved in, but they do because they love. But parenting is so important, so needed. And even children that haven't been parented properly, I think we all have some level of dysfunction.
Most definitely.
As hard as we may try, but even children that haven't been properly parented, I like to say that God is the equalizer. He'll still make sure that through providence or whatever, that the child can still get what they need. If the father's not in the home,
mentors,
right. If the father's not in the home, he will provide a father figure if they're open to receive. If the mother's not in the home, he'll provide a mother figure. Whether a teacher or auntie, uncle, whatever. If the child is open, so
that's why it says it takes a village.
It takes a village. Yeah, you're doing a great work. So, what is your greatest accomplishment so far?
My greatest accomplishment so far.
I know there'll be more.
My greatest accomplishment so far, really, that I can't say that it has a whole lot to do with me, but is that my children are where they are.
Right. Okay. Good.
Because I can talk about when life happens, because that's kind of how Mothers of Joy University was birthed, because life happened, and to see my children at their capacities. My oldest daughter is an assistant to a designer in New York. She graduated.
Which one? You said oldest.
The oldest, Kalia. She graduated from Michigan State, and she is living her dream.
Wow.
And for that to happen, that's my accomplishment. It tears me because I am so proud of them, and that they have not stopped, and that they want to do more. And then now that they're seeing me, they're pushing me. So that's a big thing for me.
Okay, so what if there's a young person out there, be they male or female, because things are so open now that there's a lot less stigma on gender roles. So what if there's a young person out there, they want to be going to the field, you're into child care development? What would you say to that person?
I would tell them, like I said, first of all, to come in and to volunteer in a center. To get with an academic advisor and to put together a professional plan, an educational plan, and then after that, even a professional plan, because to see how long it's going to take. Because
how long did it take you?
It took me a while. And the reason being is because when you get older, this is why young people, you need to go to school when it's time and not wait, because when you're older, you have to work and go to school.
And sometimes take care of family.
And take care of a family. So that's where it is. But it took me like 4 years, and I'm still not finished because my end goal is to be a developmental psychologist. So on the lines of where brain development is now, and with the leg crisis, it has a lot to do with the brain development, and that's where certain tools can be used. There's a concept which is called Montessori, and Reggio Emilia, where's the program that I work in, that deals with nature and also deals with cognitive development, and that has a lot to do with how you're wired and how you think.
My granddaughter went to a Alpha Montessori, and oh my God, it's just such a.
I work with a lot of those people now.
Wonderful. That's all I can say is wonderful. I don't want to say she's above anybody else because I don't know.
No, but
I see what it's done for her.
And it deals with the cognitive development. So if it builds that. There's certain muscles that we use in our body. Sometimes we talk about our weight and how we need to work out and stuff. But if you use more muscles more, you'll gain more. And with cognitive development, you're using your hands and eye coordination, and that's what they do. And in doing that, it builds that muscle.
So, very good. You're so eloquent. You are. And so, I think I cut you off there. Is there anything else you want to say to a young person?
Pertaining to education?
Pertaining to anything. Just a word of encouragement because they want to do what you want to do, or?
Well, I would say that in anything that you do, remember to put God first. And if you do want to be in the early childhood field, I say that go for it. There are children that need you. And when I say need you, they need people that care about them. They need people that want to teach them. And they also need people that want to love them, because that is a part of it. And if that's something that you want to do, I say seek it out. And when I say seek it out, I say seek it out in such a way that you can become great in it.
We have a few more minutes. Did you go to Mott?
I went to Mott and Spring Arbor. It's a dual enrollment. I'm not finished. So I finished. I received my CDA from Mott. I am at Mott now, continuing on with my associates. I'll move from there and go back to Spring Arbor and receive my BA in Family Life Education.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, that's good. I've got to go back and finish up my social work degree.
Well, you know what?
I got to go back.
All it takes is a go back.
It's go back, right?
All it is a go back.
Right, it's all it is to go back. I tell kids all the time, don't take the scenic route to where you're going, because on the scenic route you're stopping, you're looking, you're observing, you're enjoying, you're whatever. Don't take the scenic route, although you still get there. But try to avoid the scenic route and just go straight through to reach your goal, all right? I want to thank you for coming. I really enjoyed having you. We got to talk some more, beyond the show. It's really been a pleasure. It's really been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And I just know that my daughter worked with you for a while.
Yes, she did. She worked with me for a year.
And she benefited just from being around you.
And I appreciate it.
And so, and I see, what good job you've done with your own children. So, kids, if you want to be a child, in child development, this is a good example for you. And parents, if you need somewhere to help with parenting, contact Shearese Stapleton for Mothers of Joy University. She's your go-to person. And so with that, thank you. And so next up, I have another guest. Really, this is the crux of the show, Inside the Haven television show. I have Isaiah Owens, who's going to come and be with us in just a few moments. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, you can contact me also. Send me an email. Okay. Okay, so we're back with Isaiah Owens. Isaiah is a boxer. Isaiah, tell us, how old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
You're 17?
Yeah.
How long have you been boxing?
3 years now. Going on 3 years.
And so I understand you won some things. You won some bouts.
Yes, I won one tournament, and I'm currently in Golden Gloves right now, and I have a state tournament coming up in 2 weeks.
Wow! So you say you won one turn. How many fights did you have to win to get to win one tournament?
My last tournament, I had to win 2 fights. This one, I won 3 so far, and I have 2 more to go to win the whole thing.
Wow! And you've been boxing for 3 years.
Yes.
So how many hours are you training a day? Or do you train every day?
I train every day, and so sometimes I go on the morning run, and I practice Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 o'clock.
What time do you get up in the morning to do that run?
Like on Saturdays around 12, or Sundays I had to go early, like around 9.
So do you go running before school starts in the morning?
No, I don't
okay.
go run before
I was gonna say, can I run with you?
I did.
Look at his arms. Wow, man, you look like you're just doing push-ups every day, all day.
Push-ups.
Wow. So do you exercise too? I mean, you do more than just run.
Yes, I do. I do a lot. I do push-ups. I don't lift weights. I just do a lot of stuff, combinations.
So what made you want to be a boxer?
I just like the environment and the attitude you gotta have to box.
Which is what?
Like, you gotta have the attitude to prove someone wrong and keep working hard.
So how do you develop the attitude where you want to go in the ring and beat somebody to a pulp, but yet you're not mad at them, or you don't wish them any ill will, but yet you want to hurt them.
You just want to go in there and show off your talent as best as you can.
Okay, so and then go ahead.
Yeah.
Show off your talent as best you can, and what?
Yeah, that's the attitude you got
okay.
to have.
So
And
good.
just make it fun.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, I like it.
You do?
It's fun for me.
Okay, well, good. So have you ever? So you never lost?
You know,
Okay, have you ever had got hurt, eye, nose, or?
no.
All right. And so, what's your ultimate? So you're in the Golden Gloves now.
Yes.
I mean, I've never been into boxing, so to speak, but it seemed like to me I used to hear more about it than I do now. So, because they have the tournaments, whatever, right? The Pirani, whatever, it's Pirani's now. So when is that coming up?
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Yep. This Saturday coming up, not tomorrow, but this Saturday coming up. Next Saturday.
Is it going to be at Pirani's?
Yeah, in Grand Rapids.
In Grand. Oh.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't hear about it, because it's not in Flint.
Yeah.
It used to be in Flint, didn't it?
I'm not sure.
I think it did. Okay.
Probably a couple times, but the farther you make it, it's in different places.
So the Golden Globes is a series of bouts before you can.
Yes.
And so, one more thing before we let you show us what you do. What is your weight class?
I'm 147, but I fight at 152 because it used to be a 147 weight class, but they moved it up to 52, so that's what I gotta fight in.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm encouraged. You got the height and the build. You don't look like a boxer, but I know you are. I know you're a good one, or else you wouldn't win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, we're gonna give you a chance now to come on, show us some moves, okay? All right, so that's been our show for today. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. I know you did with Isaiah coming with us today. Send me an email. Let me know you want to be on our show. Email me at insidethehaven@gmail.com or give me a call, 810-577-6556 and say, Miss Toy, I want to be on your show. Or my son and daughter needs to be on your show. Talk to you later.
I believe in His Son. I believe in His Son. And the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit. The Trinity is one. The Trinity is one. I believe in the Father. I believe in the Father. I believe in His Son. I believe in His Son. And the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit. The Trinity is one. The Trinity is one.
This ain't a shameless poem, just trying to avoid where the shameless go. Love my Father, hold deeper than a rich man with a hand full of his own gold. I'ma do what the Holy Ghost told.